she's kind of like the Meghan Trainor of comedy.
Who's Meghan Trainor?
All about that bass.
Yeah.
Doing that 50s
you know it's all
doo-wop.
about that.
Wow, where am I?
It's a crazy
2010s
reference,
call,
place.
dude.
You gotta okay, dude, I'm cooking. Cosmic got me on that
Well,
one.
that's because he's fucking super old and he like knows where he was when that song came out.
Old. This is like 2010s.
All right, bro. What the fuck?
Bro was like a few years deep into Walgreens when that song came out.
All right, hold on a second.
Since I've been back from GDQ where I'm like not slept through most of the day where the rest of the people are awake. Been kind of wild.
Yeah, didn't you stream today?
I did stream today.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
He did a big boy stream too.
Yeah, I streamed for like 5 or 6 hours.
He did it like
shit,
normal.
That's never happened
he-
before ever. In the past
And he
6
did it
months.
like normal 9 to 5 hours.
Oh my
like,
god.
He was,
I just felt like being productive. Well, it's fucked up too because then I get beat by a second.
oh, I saw that. Yeah, I felt for you. I was like, damn, you hate to see it.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to get that back, big dog.
Yeah, which sucks because like the run's just gonna come down to RNG now because the categories.
As most runs do.
That's
To
true.
be fair.
It wasn't as bad when you had wood cannon, because you had another.
Oh, that's
weapon.
right. You don't have wood cannon.
I don't have wood cannon anymore, so I get
Yeah.
less. Like that's actually such a massive DPS drop, so you end up losing more of your like other ammo too, because you have to spend more.
Well, no one
and
asked
it's
about that DPS drop, but welcome back to the podcast, everyone. My name is Nestani,
I am Jaxler.
I am DECosmic.
I am Coley.
and today we're oh my god, the Nintendo Switch 2 launched. Oh my god, Nintendo Switch. Go ahead, Cole. Just go ahead. Launch. I know you
Go
want
off,
to.
Cole.
I just go ahead.
Me?
Take it away.
Did you say
I should
Cole or
I should
Cosmic?
have just pulled out my Switch honestly. and
we
just
know who wants to
started
launch.
playing, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
so
They're
here's the
making a
thing,
second
is
one of these,
I-
guys.
Yeah. Here's the thing, is that I have not... It's actually this month I've really gotten back into video games. Because if anybody's
We don't
listened
believe
to
you.
this for a while or watched anything like that, like for the past like year or so, I mean, I quit speedrunning for a while in like 2023 or whenever GameCube Creepy really got found in Frights. And ever since then, I'm like, I don't really want to play video games right now, unless it's for a YouTube video or something like that. But this month I've been kind of excited about video games again, because newsflash, just to shamelessly promote myself here, I'm making a
gifted.
video all about speedrunning. So I have to watch a bunch of speedruns, and at first it was a slog, and then I was like, oh man, this is so fun to watch it again. Like I was watching all of your guys' old runs. I watched the Symphony of the Night world record, and I was like, oh, Cosmic's in chat. What the fuck? I was like, that's sick.
I am,
But,
because I was watching Dragon Blitz at that time.
You were, and I was like, I know that guy. But anyway, so when the Switch 2 was announced, Switch 2 announcing is probably the most excited I've been about video game stuff for a while, which is weird. I am not on Twitter. God bless my soul. So apparently, all of those people, like, there were just a ton of leaks, and they were all pretty much right. Am I correct in saying this? If anybody
not
knows,
all
or
of
not?
them, but there are specific leaks that were very correct, which I mean we can talk more about later.
I haven't been
Yeah.
on Twitter for months, so I actually did not
That's
know
good.
that it
Good
got
for you,
leaked. Yeah, like, and it was weird because like Scruffington, who's another DMC5 runner for those unaware, he and I were talking about what he was getting back into as speed runs, and he was like, yeah, and I really want to try some Switch 2 speed runs when those come out, and you know, because they're going to be announcing that soon. And he sounded fucking delusional to me because I didn't see any of the leaks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that he's just like holding out hope that, oh man, it's the end of the Switch life cycle.
man.
And he says it like 2 or 3 times over the course of a couple of conversations. And I was like, man, I hate to talk about my friend like this, but he's really just, I don't know why he's excited about a console that is not even on the horizon right now. And then like 2 days later, the Switch 2 announcement drops. And I'm like, well, now I feel stupid now.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
basically was a thing where it was leaks were basically building up over the past like probably like 2 to 3 months. It's been like really catching steam this past month. And I really think just like all the steam from this past month is really what made them just be like, here, we're announcing it. Shut the fuck up now. It was really just a shut
exactly
the fuck up trailer. Like. It was just like, shut up. We'll talk about it in April.
And you can tell because it's so minimalistic.
Yeah.
It's like their social media manager was like, "Oh my god, fine, we'll just do it." Like, but they couldn't. Yeah. They didn't have the time to like hire a voice actor or anything. So
you're right. There's no. I didn't even think about that, but you're right.
It's a very
wordless.
It's a very not Nintendo style trailer.
It can fly.
Like,
it can fly. It can fly. Holy shit.
Dude, like, it's a
video.
It's a decent trailer
ever, bro.
It's a decent trailer in terms of actually like just telling you that this is the thing that's going to happen. But in terms of like features, it's like just okay. And that's because there's nobody talking in that trailer about anything. It is all just
there isn't
visual
a lot
information.
about like the specifics of the hardware and stuff like that. But there are still things in that trailer that I think are interesting to point out.
Mario Kart 9.
For the better, well, Mario Kart 9 obviously, and then
God,
like 24 player races.
I don't know why you want to do that, but oh my god, I get it.
Were you telling me about? I don't remember who was talking to me about that, but like
I was talking to you about it.
I didn't get that from like when all the Joy-Cons were like ice skating, like actual Joy-Con drifting right there. Like I didn't expect that to be like a mouse. I don't know. I thought it was just like a visual thing to be like, wow, we have wrist straps, we can be safe, whatever. I
don't know. No one actually knows if it's actually going to be that. I don't think that's confirmed.
We'll see
at all.
I will say though, on the topic of wrist straps, when I was 7, I did chuck a Wii remote into my ceiling because I did not have the whisk strap.
The whisk strap?
Dude. The whisk strap.
The whisk strap.
Yeah.
Dude, I took the
whisk
He was playing Wii Sports.
7-year-old self.
Yeah,
He went back to the version of himself that threw the Wii remote.
I cold flitzed to A7.
But yeah, you're talking about 24 niggas and then fucking driving and like racing and shit.
That is exactly the way I phrased it. Yep. 100%.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you for reciting that perfectly.
I was just getting back on track,
So, but some things I think I will like about it. I guess I don't really, again, know and tell. But one are the Joy-Cons themselves. They're a little bit bigger. It seems like that the buttons are a little more like, they got more of like a little press to them,
they don't do
it's
this
not like exactly
anymore. There's none of
the
sliding bullshit.
They go like that.
Honestly, though,
I didn't really mind the sliding thing. But
It's
the
just
thing with the sliding
it was
that
annoying because you couldn't just like,
it's a little annoying, but at the same time, like, can you imagine if that magnet part like breaks too?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's gonna be. Yeah, it's
on
gonna
your
be
Nintendo Switch 2. It's broken.
No, on my Switch. Oh, I thought we were talking about the Rails thing.
No, I'm not talking about the. How did you break that, dude?
Yeah, how did you
what
do
were
that?
you doing? Were you like?
No, I do not like fucking put the sword in the stone like Excalibur.
Yeah, I was about to say King Arthur.
That's not. I legit don't know.
That's crazy.
King Jaxler.
Jaxler's just like so ripped and so muscly. He just accidentally breaks
like
things. That's how much of a good cat
He was like,
he's just so strong. Like,
Holy
man, what big muscles you have.
The other thing too about the new Joy-Cons is it looks like the like buttons to release I'm assuming like the magnetization is how it's gonna work. It looks bigger because like I got humongous meaty gigantic hands, so like I thought the Joy-Cons were just okay. Yeah. Anyway, you cut out for a second. I had to fill in the gap of what you said on my end. Anyway,
I intentionally cut out, but yeah, go ahead.
You're gonna say about big hands.
Oh. And yeah,
Cut out about
I
the
think
cock out.
that will also be really nice. Yeah. I also don't know what exactly this is for, but they're putting a second USB-C port on there. I don't know what that means. Does that mean you can just connect to a TV via the US, by any power USB-C?
it would be so you could actually
what does
connect
that
your
imply?
Switch Pro controller now while it's in portable mode or something.
I think the main thing is so you can charge it while playing it. because
And
if
that's
you want to
probably-
charge
Oh,
it
'cause
while
it's at the
playing in
bottom.
handheld
Yeah.
mode, you're putting that shit into your. It's just not like it's just
Yeah.
better for it to be
Okay.
on
Yeah.
top.
It's
not
I think
happening.
it's mainly just
Yeah.
a versatility play, but I mean they could technically make it. But like the thing is, they still have the dock. They showed the dock, so I doubt they're gonna let you go to the TV handheld, just like with the USB-C cable. I
That would be
don't foresee that. I
crazy.
think it's just optionality so that you can do that, and also so you can put the Switch probably either orientation. You can just throw it in there; it doesn't matter, and it probably
Yeah.
works. I assume
Makes
that
sense.
both USB-C
Yeah,
ports
yeah.
will just work with the dock. So I think it's just
hoping.
versatility. But they could technically do more with it. But the Switch Pro controller on handheld mode, it's wireless. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't need to
yeah.
connect
Well, I
it
mean,
to
some
that.
I guess are corded, but
Yeah.
like
Well, this
the,
one
the
isn't.
official one. Yeah.
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 I still can't get over just like how like cordless versus corded just doesn't matter like nearly as much as it does anymore. Just 'cause,
I'm
like,
surprised
the
they have a
wire-
headphone jack on this thing. I was about to ask. I was about to say
Innovation.
that. That was a Jerry rig
Yeah.
everything moment where it's like, oh my god, a headphone jack. This is great. But
That's what I'm gonna miss whenever I upgrade my phone, which is why I still
a
have it.
headphone jack.
Yeah, that I still have
Really?
a headphone jack and an SD card in this S10 Plus. It's
Yeah,
a
I don't have
6-year-old
a-
phone. I really don't want to.
I
get
don't
rid
have
of it.
that at all. I had to go wireless. I was like,
I
great.
really don't want to upgrade. I'll be so real. I really don't want to get a new phone.
I didn't even know Samsung or like Androids stopped that. I guess that makes.
Everyone
I
stopped it,
assume-
bro. Everyone. There's.
I
you can't-
assume
you
that
can't
Steve
buy a
Jobs
headphone
started the
jack.
trend,
I
but
just wasn't paying attention.
Apple did, yes. Apple were
Yeah.
the first to get rid of it, and then
Yeah.
and
I
then all the other
specifically
companies were
blame
like,
Steve
"Oh, this is a
Jobs.
great idea to get rid of it because guess what? If we get rid of the headphone jack, then they have to buy our headphones,
Yeah.
and then we get more money."
or buy our headphone adapter.
It's also why they
True, yeah, headphone adapter, or
with
that
the-
you just buy their wireless headphones that work better because they
Yeah.
intentionally make everything else pair slow. Anyway, we're not talking
Same thing
about
with
phone
that-
culture. We're back to the Switch.
yeah.
Bro,
You can
salty,
look
that's-
at that
that's
in a
some-
different episode though, where we dunk on all
we
that.
did
Yeah,
I forget,
but
I need to start having the list on the side here in case something comes up. Back in episode,
Hell no.
if
man,
you'll
you're gonna
remember,
be the index, dude. You're gonna be our index.
Have
Oh
fun
my
doing
God.
that. Bro's
the
fucking
entire
glossary.
bibliography, bro. Yeah, there we go.
The bibliography. Damn.
Yes, sir.
But,
The works cited page of ETNA.
You would fit that role.
Yeah, that probably. Unfortunately, but
Anyway,
Go ahead, Cole.
but other than
He
that, like
loves it.
that kind of stuff, I don't know. Here's the other thing is that we talked about this on Discord, but like chatting
Mango
for real.
typers.
I really don't. There have been rumors, and everybody's probably heard this by now about like the Switch being as good as like a base PS4 or whatever. And I mean, one, I don't know if that's true.
No one knows if
I'm
it's
gonna
actually
guess-
true.
yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that seems like reaching for the stars for me.
That's what
but
I
I'm-
think as
I'm-
well.
Yeah,
I don't know because
But either
I
way, I
feel
think
like
it's probably I would guess the Switch 2 will probably cost around what the OLED does right now, which I think is $350. And
I
if
feel like that's kind
gonna
of wishing,
be,
but
if that's gonna be what the price is, that will make me very sad. I will not.
It's because he's
probably
broke,
purchase that.
audio listeners.
I am broke.
yeah, that's true.
If it was
We've
it
gone
was
over
the
this
classic,
before.
we should all buy
200
Switch 2s so that in one episode we can all talk about how much fun we're having with the Switch 2s, and then
Yeah.
Cole
That's
can
just
just
an
sit.
asshole
Yeah.
move. That's just,
Cole can just
that
sit
is
in
a
the
dick
bottom
move.
right corner. Yeah.
So
Damn, dude.
to expand
Flexing
more on
them out.
that, basically, Linus Tech Tips did a video where he basically covered all of the leaks, and I don't remember the video. I'll be so for real. But like in that video, the processors that they're referring to, which has a super long god awful name of all time, because all processors must have terrible names.
The worst naming
not
conventions
good.
ever.
But yeah, basically he in this like leak recap, he basically connected. Well, not he, but like his team, like whatever. No one cares. Anyway, so basically,
Nobody asked.
whoever got the dimensions correct, basically people are now veering like, well, if they have the dimensions correct, they might have the processor correct. And multiple different people that have gotten the thing correct also cite it the same processor, which if that is the case, then you will then that processor has equivalent capabilities to a base PS4. Now, that will probably only be in dock mode. It will not be in handheld mode, right? So handheld mode, you'll still probably have the stripped down thing, right? But the thing is that like, even though like people hear like, oh wow, it's powerful as PS4, that's crazy. The PS4 launched in 2013, I think. Let me double check real quick.
Something like that. I think 14.
Piston
I want to
4
say 14.
launch date.
I launched it like 2015.
2013. This
Really?
console is
I was in middle
12 years old. If you're really celebrating about a 12-year-old console, but also at the same time, there's been a lot of diminishing returns in the last 12 years, right?
That's what I was
so
gonna
getting
say.
up to a PS4,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is really hype. If they can actually manage that, that's really good because I think
on mobile,
yeah, because I think the PS4 can do 4K 30, which if it can do 4K 30, that's like they won't need to make another Switch for like 10 more years. I'm going to fact check that out.
The other thing too is that like as someone who plays on their Switch decently regularly, it's not even that bad as it is on like the base model, like if you're playing it docked. Like I don't know if that has in part to do with the fact that, you know, probably a lot of the Nintendo first party games are a bit more optimized because they might need to be in order to like run a stable frame rate.
It can only do 1080 60. You can't do 4K.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But even like 1080 60 would be cool.
Great. Yeah.
Be cool. Really, like what I want is I don't really care about the dock performance. I care about the handheld performance. I just want 1080. If I can get 1080 30 and handheld, I think that's fine. Because 1080 is really all you really need. People like to talk about like 4K and whatever,
60.
but like it's handheld. It's a really small screen. 4K is not going to do much for you in handheld mode, right? No, it is helpful for like if you have like a ball and ass monitor or TV or whatever, but most people don't. Most people just don't have a good monitor. Most people are running 1080p monitors still. So it's just like, is 4K that big of a deal? Me personally, I don't think so. I just would like, hey, because like a lot of the Switch ports just don't really run well in handheld mode at all. They're like clinging on to life. You know what I mean? And like, if we could just get it so that they're not clinging on to life and everything's just playable, that's all I really care about, because Nintendo has never been about having a good console since the GameCube. So
that's true.
You mean graphically? You mean?
Yeah, graphically, just hardware intensively. Okay. They haven't been a leader since the GameCube, right? Like they were a leader during the N64 era. That was like crazy breakthrough. You know, they were doing that, and the handhelds obviously, but like nowadays it's like.
GameCube, I think, was that was the most powerful one of 6th gen, I think, maybe.
I mean it's GameCube, PS2, or X. I think it was the original Xbox, but like
it might have been the original Xbox. It's either that.
But either way,
the
it was
Dreamcast
competitive
was also
with the
pretty
other two.
powerful.
The point being is it was competitive with the other two. That was the last time they cared about being competitive, and now Nintendo does their gimmick thing, which is fine because their gimmicks work, right? Whether you like to admit it or not.
In fairness, the Wii was pretty like revolutionary for the time. Yeah. There's a reason that the price of that console went up by like $150 from its launch. It's because you could not keep that shit in stores, and it revolutionized games to like expand into like nursing homes. Like they use Wii's in nursing homes for like exercise now.
It's crazy.
So like it might have suffered on a few fronts graphically, and you know it has a gimmick, but
not having HDMI or ruffle.
If you can successfully bring a game console into a nursing home and people don't like immediately go, that's useless.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's a pretty huge victory. Like that's crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wild.
But yeah, needless to say, if I can get 1080 60 on the TV and 1080 30 on the handheld, I'm excited about it. If I can't get that, why make it? In my opinion, like I feel like there's no way that we don't have that. I feel like that's because right now you have 720 30 handheld, so like just give me 1080 30. Just give me some more res, bro. And
honestly, I think
screen. I'm buying it.
I think 1080 60 honestly is what they should be shooting for.
Yeah, I think they can do it in dock mode. I just not in handheld mode for sure. I just hope they get to 1080 in handheld, and they don't.
I
do
mean,
like,
if
well,
Steam
you can
Deck
do
can do it.
720 60 in handheld mode. I'd rather die.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I've mostly played like third-party games on my Switch. So like when I found out that like Astral Chain was 30 FPS, I was like, cool, time to play an action game at 30 FPS, bro. even in dock mode, like it was just 30 FPS locked because of like the graphical style and the size of the game, and I was like, they could achieve this shit on the fucking PS2, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
They could achieve it on your phone that you're holding in your hand right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm not even holding mine in my hand, but
do you guys think that the Switch 2 is like really competing with like other consoles, or do you think they're kind of competing with Steam Deck?
They're competing with handhelds. Handhelds 100%.
Yeah, they're competing with
no, they're not competing with the PS. Hell no, they haven't competed with Microsoft and Sony in years.
No, not since the
indirectly
Wii, really.
compete with them just through game in like exclusivity, right? Because Nintendo has always had the best games forever, and they always will, which is why people buy their underpowered consoles, because their games are just so much better than Microsoft and Sony's.
Although the PS2, I would say, had a much stronger library.
Like
PS2 had a much stronger library than like pretty much any 6th-gen console. But after you go past that,
but when we go past like, 2005 Cosmic into the modern age,
excuse you. It was past 2007.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
because 2007 is when Dirge of Cerberus launched.
Yeah, I'm gonna
write that down.
But yeah, for the past almost 20 years, they haven't really been competing. So no, I think the Switch 2 is honestly just a direct, like, I think they're feeling the heat from RG Ally, from the Steam Deck, from all these other handhelds that are like doing really good, because like a lot of these handhelds are really fucking cool, and they also have access to Steam, which gives you access to a lot of games.
A lot of games.
Yeah, a lot of games.
Steam Deck being able to run like UE4 stuff at 60 FPS in handheld mode is like wild. I mean, it's an expensive fucking handheld, but you really get your money's worth.
But the thing is that you can also dock it and convert it to, you know,
like the fact that you can play like Final Fantasy VII Remake
as well.
It was it was a big thing for some of our like rivals of Aether locals, as people would bring like the Steam Deck as a setup, and just like
damn,
they just bring the Steam Deck.
$5?
Or like they bring that and like maybe a monitor. Or
I want to say it's $5.
Yeah, I think it's $5. It could be less. That might be like with all like basically the storage. But
the bells and whistles.
Yeah, the bells and whistles storage. OLED. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's $5 though.
Go ahead,
Joe.
This is totally me being speedrunner brain, but I am curious to see how loading times will be for Switch 1 games on Switch 2, because they did also mention that the Switch 2 will be backwards compatible with Switch 1.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
That's nice.
Which is
it's really huge.
Which is why I'm buying one, by the way. I wouldn't buy one if it wasn't.
If it did, there would be no point, right?
Agreed.
But
Microsoft still technically has the best backwards compatible system
for sure.
But
but for like the stuff you can only get on Nintendo, like it's not. But and there's a couple of things too that are like you want to run it on Switch, like Okami HD, for example. They don't play that on PC. They play it on Switch because Switch has better loading times.
All the PC runners. Well, there's other shit I think that you can do on Switch that like you cannot do on PC or something. So like a lot of the PC runners switch to like New Game Plus.
Yeah, like play Mario
and
Odyssey.
then like and then New Game New Game runners all still I think are on Switch. So I mean, I think too that it's like even not as a speedrunner, right? Like as a consumer, especially because games are bigger now and longer and they cost a lot more, or they're starting to cost more. I don't think it's totally like a speedrunner exclusive thing to think I would rather not spend this couple of hours that I have after work sitting in loading screens for however long. You know? So, and it's like, you know, if you were buying a Switch 2, right, and then you're sitting there and like you and let's say it's like 500, right? Let's say it's even 400.
I think it's gonna be 400.
And
me personally.
And you're sitting there like playing your game and you see all these, you're playing it at home or whatever, and there's a bunch of loading screens, and then you look over at like a PS5 or a Microsoft Series, and it's just this, and they're just done, right? It's like it creates a problem there for you. Like, why am I still having to experience
pain and
waiting
suffering
around all the time?
I think
Load times
also
are- yeah.
just like a little side tangent is that like I don't know how well this is gonna sell. Like I feel like there's a 0% chance that
It's
the
true.
Switch 2 sells as much as the Switch 1 because a lot of people have multiple Switches in their house already, right? Like they have
That
one
is
for
a
them,
good
they have one for their
point.
kids, and so they might buy one.
Yeah.
They might upgrade one, like for like the parents
Yeah.
upgrading for themselves,
It's hard
and
to
then
say.
but the regular Switches are just fine still, like for most things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
This
recently started
is-
replaying KOTOR for the 532nd time.
Excellent game.
And it's the best version of KOTOR is on the Switch, outside of the original hardware, obviously. But like the best like port, like because like the Steam, you don't have controller support in KOTOR 1, which is fucking bullshit. And I'm
How did I play
it's
it?
Fine.
I'm still wondering how I played that game on my Mac back in the day. Did I play keyboard that whole fucking game?
Probably did.
And I probably had a fucking blast because KOTOR is great.
It's a great
So,
game. It is fantastic. But yeah, but like regardless of that, like the Switch can run a lot of the games already, so there's not really a need to upgrade unless you're trying to play like the new games. But even then,
Yeah.
I am almost for certain they're gonna make all of the new games compatible with the Switch One. I don't think that they would lock it out. That doesn't feel like Nintendo. Maybe they will eventually, but I think the launch titles will not be Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive, if I had to guess. But that's just
Really?
me. That's a me thing.
Because you got to remember as
history
well,
could repeat
Breath
itself.
of the Wild was
Yeah.
not a Switch exclusive. It was also on Wii U.
I didn't know that, but
just-
that supports my argument. Thank you, Jaxler.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean,
yeah,
even
that's- I
even
mean, that's
for
There's
a
usually
while,
a
like,
transitionary period, right?
I mean, honestly, like, how many games now still come out on PS4 that are also on PS5? Like,
A lot.
there's a lot of them, and that's years after the PS5
I don't even know if they
has come
still
out.
do this or not, but like in recent years, they had been still making Wii ports of the Just Dance games
That's kind
Yeah,
of
I
crazy.
yeah.
because it
Yeah,
would
it's-
sell.
might-
it
That
was
might
like
also
in-
be how
it even
easy
did
it
in
is to develop
2020
those
and
games
stuff.
for it.
Yeah,
So,
like recently.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
the
it's
last
very easy
released
to-
Wii game is whatever the most recent year of Just Dance is, which is
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Devil May Cry 5 that came out in 2019, it was still on it was on like PS4 and Xbox One because they were like what's it called? The current gen at the time, but like those
Yeah.
systems were chugging the fuck along. Like you put a PS4 Devil May Cry 5 on and it sounds like a fucking jet engine turning on. And then like it was like but like they still bothered
how
to
my
port it
Switch
there
sounds, dude.
even though it was like pushing that console to the fucking limit. They didn't like wait until PS5 came out.
Yeah.
Even though that was just a year later. And like, Devil May Cry 5 on that just loads like that and it looks great. But it's like they still came out with it. And like even fighting games that came out in like 2022 were on PS4 as well as PS5. So like there's plenty of things you can still do with 8th gen.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think even a couple of years in, probably the Switch 2 is going to really take off. But, I mean, if the
Yeah, only
PS5 and the
time will
Xbox Series are any indication, it's that it's going to take these, like the 9th gen and onward, a lot of time to catch up to where... Because, I mean, this goes back to the diminishing returns thing, right?
Yep.
The jump is not as big, and specifically with the Switch, there's no new gimmick going on here, really, that we know
Yeah.
of so far.
For
So
now, yeah.
Right.
This is the first time in a while where a Nintendo console is actually directly competing against the previous thing, that came
Yeah.
before it in a while.
And
I
also
would
other
say-
things similar in nature as well.
Yeah,
Because
it's
like
true.
the Wii was its own thing. The Wii U, I mean, it's kind of competing with the Wii, but it was also kind of its own thing because it had the tablet thing.
Yeah.
And then Switch, obviously its own thing. But now there's like RG Ally, there's the Steam Deck, there's the other ones that I don't know the name of because those are the only two that I know the name of. But there's
If
other
the Stadia
out,
had done better, wouldn't that have been like handheld? I don't remember if Stadia was like handheld or not.
I think Stadia was just like a store.
Was it just the store? Okay.
I think it was.
I thought it, for some reason, I thought it had a device attached with it.
I don't think so. I think
There was a device, yeah.
Was it? I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a device where you could like stream your games from the cloud, and it fucking flopped.
Yeah.
It was dog
I
shit.
barely remember that existing.
Yeah, we
That
all
was on
barely know
Blink.
what it is. Point being, I don't think they're going to sell as many Switch 2s as they sold Switch 1s. I don't think that's ever happening.
Yeah, I don't
Me
think so.
personally.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think-
mean, it's hard. I guess it's hard to say.
Like the only way
time.
that happens is if like they release if they start doing exclusive releases for only the Switch 2, and they do that for like 4 years straight. Then
Yeah,
like maybe
they're gonna really have to build that library.
Yeah, they would have to build
Yep.
it up a lot because the Switch, because like the crazy thing about the Switch 1 is that the library is insane. And that's why I think like the most exciting thing about the Switch 2 is that like you get to play all those games previously. Some of them didn't work. Now they're going to work better, you know, or just work.
I wonder how the transferring of data is going to work. Because I know like Nintendo Online has like the cloud shit where it's like if you get a new Switch, then that will allow you to like
Transfer your
swap
shit
it over or anything like that. But that wasn't like a thing that anybody could receive. And I know there's like you can put the SD card in the back or micro SD card in the back, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that'll all work. Again, that's something that I guess we don't really know yet, but I don't know. Maybe those people that actually collect physical games still, props to you. You probably want to, well, actually, you probably still may have a problem, I guess, because it depends on the system that it plays on. But it's still good for you. Good for you for collecting physical games. I forgot
actually
that's how
got
discs and cartridges work. Nice.
I actually got two
Isn't it
two
cute?
new Switch
Games, video games.
physical
I got a whole
copies.
fucking stack of them over here.
Those are not
Oh,
Nintendo
yeah.
Switch games, Jaxler. Get with the time. Stop pulling out your fucking OG Xbox.
Don't ruin
Yeah,
the
right.
dream for him. All right?
This
Just let
is
him
dog
think
shit.
It's all the games
I can pull out my
I didn't know
Xbox games
Switch games
too.
were that old.
No, it's not just
Oh
Xbox.
my god,
I got all kinds
platinum
of shit.
hits.
Oh my
I
god!
don't. Oh shit! Rygar: The Legendary Adventure.
Yeah. I wouldn't have bought that shit if I knew if it was some fucking PSN.
This shitty ass game, yeah.
Rodea.
I'd never even heard of that.
Yeah.
A Wii U game. What a surprise! Never heard of it.
Yeah.
No, well, no, that's the crazy thing. Is it is a
Hey
Wii
guys,
game,
remember like
but it's
15
also
episodes
it's
ago
also a
when
Wii
we were
game.
talking about these games and how I was going to play them?
So
Dante's, oh,
Still
I see.
haven't.
They're still sitting at my desk. They made it to my desk.
Yeah.
that's
From
crazy,
back there.
dude. That's wild.
Nice.
I have
We
not
made it,
even
Chad.
thought about booting them up.
Yeah, dude. I kind of want to start collecting something. I feel like it'd be
Actually,
fun.
have
Funko Pops?
Dude, I don't want to. No,
The Return?
I feel like I've like kissed death with that kind of thing. You know, like I've gotten really close.
Are you just looking
Yeah,
at like
starting to
Cosmic's like
collect.
beautiful bookshelf and you're like, I want to be Cosmic
I do.
so
Well,
bad?
I kind of have a beautiful bookshelf right here next to me, and I have like a bunch of cassettes and CDs down here by me. But wow,
these
what
are
was
these
that?
are
What were those?
these are sealed copies of. I mean, this is topical, right?
Oh my
But,
gosh.
these are sealed copies of No More Heroes 1 and 2 on Switch.
Cherry and
And
strawberry
I got them.
flavored.
I got them for $40 each. So it's pretty great. Yeah.
Go resell them for $100 each.
Hell no.
I bought a physical copy of Neva that is not here, but it will be here in like March
Sorry to
or
hear
April.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, you're
really?
just waiting for your disappointment to arrive in 2 to 3 months.
I mean, I'm not gonna play it again, but I still want the game because I mean,
Yeah.
because
There
even
was
though I
a-
didn't love the game, I still want to support the studio, right? Because I still want them to keep making games.
Yeah.
So I don't care about buying the game because
There's
this
a-
one was a miss, but the next one, it could be
It could be
10
a
out of 10
Gris.
banger.
This one's a miss, but the next one could be a Gris. There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
could
I
be
didn't hear what you
cooking
said at first. I was wondering what you were saying, but yeah, it
Yeah,
could be.
yeah.
I don't think it's ever going to be as good as Gris, but I just want another good game.
Probably
That's all I
not.
care about. It doesn't need to be as good as Gris. It just needs to be good at all.
Yeah. Did you see? Damn. Did you see the version of Gris that's like $1,000
No.
or something like that, and it comes with like there's like a huge art book with it, and I think it even comes with like a custom like watercolor painting done by the artist for the game.
No, but if someone wants to buy me that would be great. I would love
let
it.
me actually let me find it. Like I forget what it's actually called. It's probably like Gris Collector's Edition.
Hey, I'll take it. So if someone wants to donate that to me, would love that.
I actually know where there's a copy in the U.S.
I just spent
there's a copy in the
$1,900 on
US.
tuition. I don't have shit to my name.
Damn. Yeah, it's the
Stein's going
collector's
back to
like
school.
signature edition. This shit is beautiful, bro. I gotta say, it's beautiful.
I'll take it if someone gives it to me.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
I'm broke as fuck though, so I can't buy it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Yep. Donate to the Nestani Foundation.
Please.
Yeah.
You know.
I need
There you
it.
go.
The Get Nestani a bachelor's
college.
degree fund. Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Gris
Gotta love
Collector's Edition.
Yeah, I love
Let's-
walking 5
let's
miles
find-
in a day. It's really cool.
How much did this shit fucking cost?
I just want everyone,
In-
all the
by the
audio
way,
listeners at
in-
home. Yeah.
19-degree weather. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
You need to
I
see
just,
it,
I just want all the
honestly.
audio listeners to know the first thing I hear out of Nestani's mouth when I hop in call is Cole is just like, "How's everyone doing?" And Nestani's just like, "Kill myself." I'm like, yeah, it looks like
That
this.
sounds
I'm in a
like a
great mood
college
today,
student.
everyone.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Move,
I was
honestly.
like, is Nestani actually gonna rally today? Like he's
Hey man, I always turn it on.
yeah.
I have my Switch. I turn
he's
it on.
turning it up.
Huh? I
turning it
have
on.
my
So-
Switch. I turn it on.
Oh, you mean the console?
Yeah, look at that shit. Oh boy.
Have you
I
all
forgot-
seen that
so-
video of like that old guy who someone asked him if he owned a Switch, like the Nintendo Switch,
And,
he's
he,
like,
and he
well,
pulled out
oh,
like a
no.
Hey, look at my Switch, nigga.
No. It was like, well, own is a strong word. I have relationships, and then he starts to, and the idiot is just like, oh, you mean the console?
Oh my god.
I'm like,
Damn. Oh yeah, I
don't
forgot
like
that this
this joke,
version of
anyway.
Gris. This version of Gris comes with gloves to handle the fucking artwork, and like
How much is it?
there's even. It's actually $550. I am saying.
Oh, that's not bad. Hey guys,
that's
if we
pretty
get
good.
1,000 likes on this, I'll buy it tomorrow.
There you go. Oh, and it also comes with sheet music for the piano theme. You can't see it on here,
That's dope.
but trust me, there is.
Trust me,
like,
it exists.
It's there. Yes, it exists.
Sound like a sleazy
All right.
businessman.
That would be something I would like
True.
to buy. However, I don't have the money.
There's only 250 copies of it in the world.
Okay.
damn.
If someone wants to
Yeah.
give me that,
That'll be my
Look at
birthday
this.
present to you, and then you'll never be able to ask me for anything again in your life.
that's fine. I'll take
Yep.
that.
wow.
I know you will.
I would if you want to do it. I don't know. I don't care. I'll never ask you for anything. I'll be like,
Would you
whatever.
rather have that? Would you rather have that or like the instant bypass to like get your degree done? What would you take?
Oh, are you like girlfriending right now, or like
Actually, that
What?
was so. Well, the instant bypass to have the.
worm.
yeah.
So actually, so here's the question, Jaxler. Here's the whole caveat to that. Is his tuition waived in this sort of like teleportation
I'd probably
to the
say
end
yeah.
goal?
Well, if it's waived,
So
then
then,
it's
yeah,
not a
that's-
question. I don't give a
yeah, that's
fuck
not a
about-
question
I don't like Gris
anymore.
that much.
Yeah.
Let's chill out.
Free college.
Because I
I
thought
don't like Gris like $30,000. Like, okay, man, like, come on. We
I thought the
better.
Gris thing was $30,000. I must have misheard.
It's
That's
$500.
okay.
No, it's like 500.
Oh,
It's 500.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you
If
know
he can
what?
save,
I think I fucked
if
up
he
the
can
equation.
save 300, if he can
I
save
fucked up the math.
$30,000,
Interesting one is if I can teleport to the end, but have the college debt, but have the degree. But like,
Let's go
would I
with
take
that one. Let's go for the one I didn't fumble. How about that?
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
one. I don't know. I would probably still take it just because I value my time, and I think school right now is a waste of my time. So,
Yeah.
and I think I'm going to be wasting
fair.
my time for the next 4 years. So I'm really excited about it.
4 years?
Are
Are they making you do 4?
I'm probably going for my master's,
Oh.
so I can teach.
Right.
just think, you'll still be younger than I am now.
Yeah, I know.
That silence spoke volumes. That silence screamed.
Light at the end of the tunnel, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, Switch.
Switching topics now.
Switch
too,
yeah.
Back to the Switch. I don't know. I feel like we've talked about everything with the Switch. I think like
Yeah, honestly,
for me the
there's not
most
much
exciting
We're kind
thing-
of just waiting on more.
Yeah, which is like April
That's the
4th
thing.
or whatever. And it
Yeah, it's
actually
a whole
lands
last
on a
3
day
months.
where we record, so we can actually watch it that morning and then
And then like
Yeah.
discuss.
Oh, sick.
yeah, because it lands
Cole's
on
like,
Tuesday.
I'm gonna have something to talk about in 3 months.
Oh my god!
It's
It's gonna sit
exciting.
in the backpack for the next 3. Like,
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah,
be
it's
like,
just-
he's
The
the
waveform is just like
he's been burning bright for too long. He did the Spotify episode and then he did this episode. That's like 2 in 1 month. That's kind of
The
crazy.
Spotify episode like broke down every motor. Like I had to like take myself to the shop and get myself prepared after that one, dude.
Well, that's why we had the AGDQ episode.
That's
so we
true.
could cool off a little
yeah,
bit.
we got you
know?
covered.
That's true, and
Yeah.
then you know what, that did help. That was very
Yeah,
very
buddy.
nice.
Yeah, there were 2 AGDQ episodes technically.
True.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Back
And
to
we
back
definitely
bangers.
spectated you and Jax just yapping away, and we were like, yeah,
yeah,
do it. Talk about it. Yeah.
yeah. Talk about
Fantastic.
Yakuza with fruit. Let's do.
I will talk about Yakuza with Fruit. That dude always has something to say about the Yakuza series, dude.
Yeah, like you always
the
have something to say
RGG.
about DMC5 or whatever the fuck. Actually,
I mean, yeah, that's true. But
You've
at
already,
least
you have
like
talked about DMC5 already this episode.
yeah.
at least Froob has like 13 games that he talks about. I have 6, dude. Like, he's got me beat in terms of variety.
I only have
so-
one, so
But every
What
time,
is your
yeah,
one?
Scooby-Doo
Go
Night of
ahead.
100 Frights.
Scooby-Doo 9100 Frights.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're still
I'm the
grasping.
Scooby guy, guys.
Yeah,
What,
you're-
what
I'm
about
just
on
the
that?
Scooby
He's
guy.
grasping to
like,
get out of
whenever-
that Scooby box. He needs it. He wants
Whenever-
it so bad.
Whenever I tune into Froob and he's playing an RGG game, like he's always saying something different
Gaga.
about that run or Rio
De Janeiro.
Probably that. Yeah.
Dude, I thought the same
Chappelle
thing.
Roan, whatever.
Chapel
Like,
Roan. Okay.
Chappelle Roan is crazy.
Dave Chappelle Roan.
yeah.
That's Chapel Roan's full name.
Oh my gosh.
I just got the worst thumbnail idea of all time.
You want to put Dave Chappelle's head on Chapel Roan's body? Come on, we can do that. Come on.
I just give Dave Chappelle the Chappelle Roan hair, just like the
Oh, there you go.
We'll see.
Which is more cursed in that
both?
case?
makeup. Why not both? World's craziest body swap.
Freaky Friday 2.
Dude, this bit sucks.
Almost as much as Dave Chappelle.
What? Whoa,
Damn.
whoa.
Damn.
Dave Chappelle's the goat.
Spitting
I don't know
hot fire.
what
He's-
planet you're
He's
on.
funny. He's funny, but he is a transphobe. So like,
I mean, okay. He's funny, and that's his job is to be funny. I don't care about him as a person.
I don't know.
He's just an old
he-
guy, bro. Like I don't know.
He's just an old
yeah,
guy.
I mean,
That's just what it
like-
is. Like fucking J.K. Rowling's just an
It's-
old fucking crockety bitch. But like Harry Potter,
Well, the
still
thing
good.
is that-
I don't know. Like I can't. I'm not gonna say Harry Potter.
it's a little bit different though when he works the
Harry
transphobia
Potter's
into the
good.
comedy bits. So
Yeah, well,
You know-
the closer was not very good.
Yeah.
Everything else before that though was really good.
yeah,
Dude, I actually
good.
rewatched The Closer
Yeah.
recently, and I was just like, yeah, this is just kind of like mid. Like
Yeah.
it was still like funny, but like it was also just like, okay, like we get it. It's also just like no one asked for me to go on this tangent. It's also interesting looking at The Closer too, because like it's like this whole buildup of like he would drop like one trans joke or two trans jokes, which by the way, the ones that he did drop before that special were actually funny, and the people getting upset about them, I think are giant pussies. And me personally, because I think those were very well within the realm of comedy, and comedy, like you toe the line, right? That's the whole thing about comedy is that you tiptoe that line
Yeah,
and you
it's
don't
true.
cross it, right? Because crossing it is where like you actually cross it, and I feel like he did cross it in The Closer.
So you didn't you felt like in those other jokes he wasn't punching down necessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
Or-
He
Okay.
wasn't punching down. He wasn't disrespecting them.
I haven't
he was
heard
just
them,
treating them
so-
as an equal. And if you go back and look, because I rewatched all of them recently,
I haven't
because
heard a
like
lot
Dave
of the
Chappelle.
jokes. I've heard some of them.
Yeah,
and
but
the
the
ones
thing
that I
is that
have
like,
heard
you
were
hear some of
definitely
them, but you don't
punching
hear them
down.
in the context of the whole special, which makes it seem worse than it is when you see the clips, right? Because again, a whole special, especially a Dave Chappelle special, everything is tied together. It is like masterfully done. Anyway, regardless, it's just like the previous ones, I don't think were bad. I think people are just kind of being little pussies. And you could crucify me for that, whatever. I don't give a shit. But that's just because I like comedy and I understand what they're doing and how they're moving when they're saying these jokes. But like the closer, it was just like the whole fucking, it was like more than half the special was just him like defending, like almost like defending himself. And I'm like, dude, you didn't have to do that. If he just like didn't do that, he literally, because like the whole thing is he's like, oh, I'm not gonna make any more trans jokes like at the end of the thing or whatever, and it's just like you could just not, you don't have to announce it.
Yeah,
this isn't an airport.
You could just
you don't
choose
have
to
to
be
announce
funny.
your departure. Yeah,
You don't have to announce your departure. And like, because he tried to do this like whole like sob story with like one of his comedians was trans, like one of his comedian friends was trans, and then like basically like they killed themselves because the trans community was like lashing out on them for whatever, for like being friends with Dave, I think, something like that. I don't remember. It's been a minute, but it was like something around that. But either way, the big picture is that the trans comedian killed themselves, and so Dave used the trans comedian as basically a defense, which I thought was a little weird.
Wow.
I thought
That's more than a little weird, dude. Oh my god.
It wasn't like, I understand what he was going for. I just don't think he needed to do it, because the thing is that like, if you're not a transphobe, then you don't have to announce it, which is crazy. Like, people can call you that, but like, from those by the way, I'm always talking about before the closer, all those jokes, he wasn't actually, like, no one actually thought he was a transphobe. Anyone with a pulse and a brain, full disrespect if you thought that beforehand. But like after the closer, everyone's like, he actually, ooh.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're not racist, then why do you have 200?
He was just like,
yeah.
Hey. I'm like, ah.
It's like, if you're not a racist, for example, then why do you have 200 defenses for the question, are you racist?
I have a black friend,
right? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
If somebody asked me that, I don't think I'd have an answer because I don't think about that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think about ways to defend myself from somebody calling me racist.
Yeah, exactly. And
Doesn't happen.
that's the whole thing was like, it was just so unnecessary. And that was the point where you were just like, oh, he's not very great.
Nope.
But he still makes good shit. So like, what are you gonna do? 7 minutes and 34 seconds or 24 seconds, whatever. His George Floyd thing was fucking masterful. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed the Dave Chappelle segment.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone
Dave Chappelle
is canceling me on Twitter and Blue
yeah.
Sky. By the way,
Yeah.
I'm not even on there, so like, good luck. I mean, I'm on there, but I don't scroll anymore. I've hard stopped scrolling. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Even on Blue Sky.
Just as far as comedy goes, for me, there's just comedians that I prefer more. Like that. Who's that one? Like, we've both mentioned that we like some of her stuff before.
Taylor Tomlinson.
Taylor Tomlinson.
yeah, Taylor Tomlinson.
She's great.
Taylor Tomlinson is great. I saw her live. She was actually the first comedian I got to see
really?
live. Yeah, she was
That's
so fucking
fun.
good. She came through Knoxville, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm driving over.
Yeah.
I was there.
There's another I like who's like, I think his name's like John Marco, or
Oh yeah, I know
don't
that
remember
guy.
his last
John
name.
Marco. Yeah,
I
I forget
don't
his
think I know
last
who that is,
name.
actually.
but he just invades my YouTube shorts sometimes. I've been
I
finding
like
that,
Hassan
like,
Minaj a lot. Too. Hassan's really fucking
yeah,
good.
he's
so
really
funny.
good.
His older specials are kind of like, but his like latest special was 10 out of 10 banger. I was just like that.
Yeah.
It impressed me. I was like, wow. And then I watched his older stuff and I was like, oh, this is actually just worse than what I just watched.
Yeah.
It's kind of unlucky for him. You know?
Yeah.
I found that John Marco guy when he was in a short talking about how he thinks that, like, you know, you don't really assume a lot of things about somebody from one view that they have, but there are views that kind of just go together. Like, there's nobody that's like a trans positive sexist, right? You know,
I'm here.
Yeah, he's like, there's nobody going like, yeah, trans women are women and they belong in the kitchen, you know. Or the like the homophobic vegan, right? Where they would say, you know, gay marriage is unnatural. Now pass the tofurkey. Like, you know.
that is good. Yeah, because they posted it in the Discord. It was funny. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
he's good. Yeah.
Also like Kelsey Cook a lot too. I liked Ali Wong's older stuff as well. I didn't like her newest special. Her newest special was just like a bit gimmicky. She was really leaning on the crass button, which like is cool, but like I don't know.
Can I ask
Crass is a little played out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I want to ask you guys a question because I don't really follow comedians like very much at all. And everybody always says that this person sucks. And is Amy Schumer actually a bad comedian?
She's not very funny.
I've never watched anything she's ever been in ever. So I don't know.
I don't know if I would say she's bad. She just doesn't do comedy that I enjoy.
I think she's bad.
Okay.
She's like the Megan Trainor of comedy is the way I'd put it.
That's probably
what'd you say,
accurate.
I said she's kind of like the Megan Trainor of comedy.
Who's Megan Trainor?
All about that bass.
Yeah. All about that bass.
Doing that 50s.
You know it's all about that.
Wow, where am I? What a crazy reference. I mean,
It's a crazy reference,
dude.
You gotta. Okay, dude, I'm cooking. You gotta be real.
Yeah.
Like Cosmic got me on that.
Well,
one.
that's because he's fucking super old and he like knows where he was when that song came out.
Old. This is like 2010s. What are you
All right,
talking
bro.
about?
What the fuck?
Bro was like a few years deep into Walgreens when that song came out.
All right, hold on a second.
She like
When did that song
Megan Trainor
fucking come
put
out,
out
dude?
an album like at least a year or two ago, and it
All
fucking
about that
sucked.
bass.
Dude,
Megan
that's
Trainor,
what I
God
said.
damn it, I
was
got
like,
so
who's
incensed
Okay,
that
dog.
your camera's tracking again.
I'm
Fuck.
looking
Hang
up
on.
Megan
All right.
Trainor.
I know who it is now.
That
you
song-
mentioned the
Why
song.
did she spell her
Actually-
name so weird?
That
Because
song,
she's a white woman.
Well,
That song is it is newer than the PS4. We'll say at least that. Okay, it's from 2014.
I don't think I've
So-
ever seen this girl's face before in my life.
It's gonna be interesting if the
You've
Switch
heard her
2
voice, unfortunately.
if the Switch 2 is running on hardware that
I
is
don't
almost
recognize
as
this white
old
woman.
or that is actually older than All About That Bass. That's gonna be crazy if that's what the Switch 2 is running
Hey,
on.
I just met you, and I know Carly Rae Jepsen.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's another white woman.
This is cool.
Or
That's
Rebecca
two.
Black. You know.
That's two. We're up to two white
Oh
women.
yeah,
now.
Let's
no,
go through the Rolodex.
Friday, gotta get down.
That's three.
Man, that song, dude.
Are we really naming 100 white women right now? Is this
I
what
could
the
do it.
podcast episode's going to be?
Yeah,
Are we really doing this right now?
I think we could do name 100 women pretty easily
And how
between
many
the
of them
four
will
of
be
us.
porn
Yeah,
stars?
Name
Oh,
100
Lord.
snow bunnies. It's the
No.
snow bunny crisis. Watch out, everyone.
Jesus,
Number 1, Haley Williams. Number 10.
you're a little early for the leap year
Dude,
reparations,
it's
bro.
funny because whenever Cuba did the 100 Women Challenge, I literally like tried to do it, and whenever I was doing it, it was just all streamers. All streamers, all
Oh, yeah.
YouTubers.
I was there when
free.
you had a notepad
Yeah.
out. Like,
Yeah, it was
or
just
like a text file.
Yeah, and it was just like fucking like Pokemon, Lily Pichu, Cutie Cinderella, my I just started all my knowledge.
Probably some musicians in
All
there.
all the women in my mental Rolodex. Go.
I think like Haley Williams is there, and probably like Amy Lee and like but like
Maisie Peters, maybe knowing you.
Maisie Peters,
Lee.
yeah. Did you say Maisie, nigga? Now your fucking camera's
don't know
moving.
how to
Now your
pronounce
camera's
it.
moving. That's what you get.
What about Meg White, bro?
Wait, Nestani, before we continue, you have your mouse is on your fan.
Huh?
Like on the camera. Like your mouse is on your
That's
fan.
all.
Yeah, it's only for you.
That's such an ass thing to do.
Yeah.
That's like when the substitute teacher.
I mean,
I'm
I
trying
can
to be
move it
helpful.
off, but like it's not on the
Thank
actual
you.
thing because you're seeing.
Now you have to put it back.
You're not seeing what I'm actually
I didn't
recording.
even-
Anyway.
I didn't
sorry,
even
I didn't
see it. I didn't even notice it until you said
I noticed that frame
something.
one.
Anyway, let's get back to counting white women. We're up to
Yeah.
three.
Okay, we're counting white women.
Dude.
We're
is
not
this good for
going
you,
through
Cole?
it.
Is this? Do you
We're
like
not
this?
going
That
through
is
with this
horrible.
bit.
That's toxic.
We're not going through with this bit. It's
I don't
not
even
My
think
happening.
the
mom,
listeners both
the
cannot
mouse
see
bit.
what he's doing, but I put my mouse over my eye.
Cole's mom.
You can't.
That's cheating. You
No,
could just say
it
every
has to
guy's
be-
mom.
Yeah,
It has to be women that are Googleable,
Googleable.
dude.
That's the rule.
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah,
that is
you
the
have-
rule.
They have to be
Yes.
Googleable. We're not.
Wait,
doing
Jax, are you doing it right now?
I mean, I don't think Jax
No.
could do it.
I can't name 100 people, dude.
Yeah.
That's like my problem.
Okay. All right.
He could name 100 mascots that are furry adjacent. That he's got on lock.
Guys, next podcast episode, all 4 of us are going to name 100 women, and we're just going to do it in a notepad, and we're going to see who does it fast.
Bro, I'm so cooked
I could like
after
name
work, bro.
100 words in the English language.
I don't think you could.
You give me
I
give
think
time.
you could. I think
I
you
think I
could.
could.
Give him
I think I
enough
could.
time.
I don't think you
I'm
He's
just
could.
like
waiting for
Batman.
enough
He
time.
needs prep time. Fair enough,
Make
honestly.
him say enough shit. He'll eventually come out with words and stuff, you know?
I feel that. That's how I am on the daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I
All
need
right,
to
so
turn
we're
off
up to 5.
No more heroes.
No more heroes, no more white women.
Whoa. Bring back the white man.
Wow, dude, whoa. What?
For Nestani specifically.
Cameron Brink. If you know, you know.
I don't know who that is.
She
I
is.
don't
You
know.
like-
Well,
She
I said
is.
Meg
All right, I'm
White,
looking
dude.
this
She's-
up. What's
yeah,
her-
she's-
Cameron Brink.
Yeah, she's a
Brink?
she's a WNBA player.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
okay.
Caitlin Clark. That's 6.
Yeah. I mean, she's not a baddie though, but yeah, she is a white woman.
Cameron. Understandable.
fair.
Have a nice day.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Understand.
She's a
Oh,
I
don't
saw
tell
the
me you
first
Googled
and I was
it.
like,
Do I have to
That's all
look
you need.
now?
You just need the first image. You don't even have to investigate further. It's just like, oh.
Nope. Yeah.
Anyway, did
yeah,
anything
fair enough.
happen in anyone's life interesting outside of naming white women? You know, I know we would love to continue this bit, but maybe we should pivot. Maybe it's gone on too
Yeah,
far.
maybe we should just pivot a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should steer to it. I don't know.
Steer.
I have my ADHD consult tomorrow. Even though I failed my ADHD testing clicker training, apparently. I still
Ouch.
have the follow up. So pray for me, I
So
guess. That
when you fail that training, does that mean that you possibly have ADHD, or does that mean you don't have it?
I did so well on like the computer portion of the test that it was like above like the typical high range that they normally show on the piece of paper that they give you. But on me talking to the psychologist, it was like, yeah, you probably have ADHD. So it's like, I'm like, okay, I probably scored well because I'm a speedrunner and I'm like good at paying attention to visual cues and locking the fuck in. So it's like,
Well, I was gonna
when
say
you give
so.
me, here's the other thing too. I am really good at test taking. Like, I'm
Damn, this
not
guy's
like
just flexing.
no, it's
Yeah, wow.
like to a fault. Like it's like I would like never show up to class and I would teach myself the material while I was taking the test, essentially, by just inferring from the
Damn.
class, like shit like that. Like
Holy fuck.
Okay, I wasn't that
Like-
good, but I do just show
like-
up to class, don't take notes, and then ace the tests.
yeah, exactly, right?
You know
like
what
you
is annoying,
probably
though?
do it. What's that?
I've gone to 2 classes so far this semester, and both of them are like, yeah, so we're not really going to have tests. You're going to write papers. And writing
No, you're
is
doomed,
my
dude.
worst skill. It is the thing I am
used to
the
love those
worst
classes.
at. I am so
Oh,
bad at
writing?
writing. Yeah. And like one of my classes specifically, I just think I'm going to fail. I'm like, dude, you're not going to get what you want out of me. You're going to have to
Oh
grade
my
me differently from
God.
everyone else in the class. Like, you're going to have to give me pity points. Like,
Damn.
it's not looking good.
Pity pools.
But like taking tests, oh, easy peasy. I'm in there.
Dude, school killed my love of writing. I'm like a good writer. And
Damn, you don't have
like,
to flex on that. Damn, this guy takes tests without even knowing the material.
Dude, this
He can
guy
fucking write.
is-
Like, what's next? Like,
Yeah, my cock is also
polymath,
massive,
dude.
by the way. I just thought I should throw
his
that
cock
in
is
there.
massive and he doesn't even
Rule of
use it.
thirds.
It's
Rule of thirds.
crazy.
You know, we were talking about comedy. You know, rule of thirds.
Double-edged sword,
This
dude.
guy has a giant schlong and he's not even using it.
Dude, it's everywhere.
Oh my
Truly
God.
his cross to bear.
He's not even using his most powerful weapon.
When he said unleash the weapon, Elliot, is that what he really meant?
No, he didn't say unleash the
anyway,
weapon,
anyway.
Jaxler. He said Elliot.
I see.
Passion
I
of
didn't
like
Christ. It's
Hope
just
and I were
got.
cool like that.
But
That's
you
crazy.
used to like writing? Like, did you write a lot when you were younger?
Because I was good at it, but it's just like school, like because it's like so focused on the grade and just like beating the shit out of you with like it just killed my enjoyment of it. Like when I was like in
Interesting.
middle school, I wanted to be like an author. That was kind of like the thing I wanted to do. And then I met like a self-published author, and she was like, "Yeah, no, don't do this shit. It sucks."
Yeah, he met J.K. Rowling.
No, I did not. I met someone who I do not remember the name of.
That's horrible that they would even say that.
Well, no,
though.
but she was. The worst part is she was right. Is that it's just it's really rough, right? So it's like.
I mean, especially with
I learned
how
that I was good at coding, and then I went into.
I mean, I feel
making
like
video games, which is arguably a worse decision.
I would say this.
Mwah, mwah.
Well, I mean, the thing is that like she's probably right in the fact of like the videoification of like so much of what we, consume anymore. Like, I mean, we're slowly witnessing the death of the written word on the internet. Like, people don't really read articles, but they'll click a YouTube video and sit there for like 10 minutes on that shit.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck. But
I don't
tell somebody to read something that takes
them watch 8 minutes of information that that you don't need to know, and so they're fucking skipping around trying to find the 2 minutes of information that they need anyway.
Yeah, that too.
But I think it's also just a weird thing with like her telling you not to do that. It's almost like she's losing the nuance of it. It's just like, hey, you're probably not going to be able to be a writer, so you should do something else, but also write on the side. That's what she should have said. It's like the whole streaming thing. It's like, don't give up your whole life to stream.
And I'm sure she might have said something like that back then, but she was like,
she probably wasn't explicit enough about it though, right? Because all you heard was, oh, don't do it. And that's like not what you want. It's just like, hey, do something, like have this be your side gig and then do something else, but people, I think that's also a long time ago, and people probably just don't it was they don't see that nuance, which is fine. What were you saying, Cole?
It's essentially
I was gonna say that like basically that, to the sense of like, why just because you don't like make a lot of money from something doesn't mean you still shouldn't do it. Like, you shouldn't write a book or anything. Like, I want to write a book too, and I just want it. I want the ability to just say that, like, I've done this, and then I'll be pleased with it. Like, if I ever hold a book that I have written, that would be so sick. Like, not just like something I write in a notebook, but like a hardcover actual book. I think that's great. And what's even funnier is now I feel like I read more now than I ever did in school. But I think it's just, I might be weird. I probably am. But it's like, I just find books that I find interesting. So I don't know if the written word is really going away. But I mean, maybe it's just like, it's different in how you find it now. I don't even, I got a library card like a few months ago.
I mean, I think he's mainly saying that the written word in terms of like online journalism is I think where Cosmic's leaning towards. Is like, no one's reading The Verge, right? They're getting their news from TikTok, or they're getting their news from like YouTube or like Twitter clips or like whatever the hell you're gonna use. You're watching a video to consume the news rather than just like reading about it. But like
it's also like
books as an art form is not going away. There's so many people that love to read.
But also like
actual
consider
books,
that
they're not going anywhere.
Consider that the average person could listen to like a 3-hour podcast about
Joe Rogan,
one topic, right? Yeah, Joe Rogan or something like that. And then,
Joe Rogan's the only person I know with a 3-hour fucking long podcast. Okay, man, that's just is what it is.
I was just thinking like three 1-hour 3-parters or whatever,
Sure.
Which there are plenty of those types of series.
Yeah, Joe Rogan does a 3-hour podcast every week. It's fucking insane. I can't believe people spend 3. Anyway.
But like, I mean, for example, like Behind the Bastards, right? That whole series that he did on Steve Jobs.
Not as a result of that, Bastards. I'm so sorry. Please keep talking.
Instead of it, but like most people, like I was inspired to go and like listen to the audiobook for a lot of Steve Jobs's biography, as well as buy the book that his daughter wrote, which I still have to read, but I'll get to that eventually. But not everybody's going to make that leap. They're just going to listen to the podcast and go, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. He did all the work for me. I listened to the highlights,
right.
Yeah. But like if Robert Evans had wrote like an entire article that amounted to, which he writes like 27,000 words, a fucking series or whatever for that podcast. If he had just released that manuscript, wouldn't have nearly as much engagement or money involved with it if he didn't do the podcast. So it's just how things are right now.
Mango made me read a book.
Finally.
Really?
A Smash player read a book.
Unironically. I just thought the sentence was funny, so I just wanted to say it.
Okay.
You know, I
find it
literally
interesting.
read the Inner Game of Tennis because of Mango, because he was talking about it, and he was like, "Yeah, this helped me," and so I read that when I was like competing with school, and it did help. So I feel like
I didn't know Mango could read. That's crazy.
Dang it, what?
That's like low-key kind of racist.
Mango is highly smarter than anyone thinks, and if you watch a stream for like more than 2 seconds, you see it. Anyway,
I've
go
never
ahead, Cole.
watched a stream, so
Yeah, I know.
it just sounded like the funny
think
thing.
it's
to
I was
follow.
just gonna
The
call
most
cosmic
exposure
racist.
you've had to Mango is me putting Mango typers and Mango nanners in your chat. Like,
Well, you've sent me clips of him and like Hungry Box too, and like other
have I?
clips of him.
Probably. I
Yeah,
send
you have.
so
Yeah.
many clips. I just throw
Yeah,
them
you
in
have.
group masturbation, and then everyone looks at the clips together.
And then masturbates. Yeah.
GROUP.
Group.
It's kind of like the thing where there's like two types of geniuses. There's like the ordinary genius and the magician.
And then there's me.
Where it's like, no, not you. You're not a genius. So like with the ordinary genius,
People have
it's
not been
like,
saying that. People have been saying the opposite.
Yeah. with the ordinary genius, it's like, you know, it's like someone who like it can be understood.
Not you,
by
apparently,
and
from
me,
the sentence
right?
structure. This is crazy. like, you. I'm so sorry.
Let him finish his thought.
Sorry, my Discord's cutting out. My Discord's cutting out. No. But it's like an ordinary genius is something that like you and I can understand is just like something on a more proficient level that you could get to at some point. Where the magician is more like you understand what's happening, but also you don't understand what's going on inside of their head. And that's kind of what I see Mango as more so, where it's kind of harder to interpret why he like what he's thinking and why. And like I've noticed that too when he like talks about the game sometimes is like the way he articulates things is a lot different than other people who are also really good at melee. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, I know what you mean. I think that it's also just like other certain people, like Jacob Collier, like he starts talking and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what planet are you on? It's just like,
Yeah.
And there's just certain people where you're just like, oh, you're just like in a different universe with the stuff, and I'm never gonna be there. You know, and it's just like,
Yeah.
You're in a different dimension, frankly.
yeah.
I think it's interesting that because at least for me, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing if this is how like some people's brains work, where like for me writing something for school and then writing something for fun are two completely different things, and they've never really infringed on each other that much. Maybe except if it's like, oh man, I just finished writing this thing, I'm not gonna go write the thing I actually want to because I'm tired or whatever. But like I've always had some kind of disconnect, which I'm thankful for, because then it's like the stuff I actually want to write about and that I think is fun is not tainted by the experience of school. Because it's like school's like essays and research and blech, but then like I want to do fiction and stuff. So wow.
Yeah.
Audio listeners,
Editor,
Nestani has
blur
a
this
gun
out.
pointed to his
Oh wait, that's me.
Raven
Cole
Simone
on
saw
one
that
side
coming.
of the screen, opening up about something he cares about. Nestani
Yeah.
on the other side
think-
of the screen.
Yeah, I wish I were.
I think the most common form of that though is reading. I feel like a lot of people lose their love of reading through school, through having
Yes.
to read shit for school.
Yep.
And that
I'm-
never really
100%.
happened to me. I just naturally fell out of reading just because I started watching YouTube more, right? And like I watch a lot of podcasts now, and so that's kind of like my long form, like sit down, like listen to something. I'm basic. If you think about it, I'm almost reading a book. Like I'm just listening to a podcast. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
an hour long of just
there are
words.
audiobooks now.
Right. It's just an hour of words, and that's basically what, you know, thing is. And like I'm not really doing much. I'm looking at people talk, but like, you know, but like I've
my
been
favorite-
making an effort to get back into reading. Like I have legally acquired copies of books on my phone that I can read through an app because I don't have an iPhone and I have an Android.
That's great. I think you probably still could on Android.
You probably could, yeah, because it's literally just a fucking like PDF file, basically.
like a PDF,
Yeah, you just download it and you
Yeah.
can open it and like
My-
you
my
definitely could
favorite
on
play-
I was just digging on Apple for no reason because I love it.
Fair
valid.
enough, you know. My favorite play is having the book in front of me. Like, surprisingly, Spotify, if you have Spotify Premium, there is a lot of audiobooks on there that are included that are you could just have. And it's
true.
It's great. I've been utilizing it a lot. But the Song of Achilles.
Yeah.
Why does that look like a VHS tape? Like case, like cover.
This looks like a VHS tape.
That is.
It literally is a VHS case.
That it? Wow.
It's the Everdrive.
Wow. Oh, the Everdrive.
Oh. I was like, why did you put it there?
I still haven't figured out how to work it.
but
That's unfortunate. Go ahead, Cole. Sorry.
I like reading it's basically this. I liked it in school when the teacher would read out loud and then you would follow in the book. I kind of do the same thing if I can. Like if the audiobook is on
that's
Spotify,
cool.
and then like I legally acquire a book, I like going along with it. It's such neuron activation. It like I feel so much more immersed for some reason. Because it's like if I just hear them, then I can like disassociate or whatever and think about other stuff, and then I have to get looped back in. Or if I'm just reading it, it's just slower, and I have to like go back and be like, wait.
And you like reread paragraphs.
Yeah, but with that, it's just like it's like a flow, and it's like so good. I like when I can do that. It's very rare, but when it happens, when the stars align, it's perfect.
I did that with the Rosewood Chronicles because Connie, who's the artist of that book series, she like did like the voiceover herself, and so like I would just read the book with her actually reading her own book, and I was just like,
That's cool. That's cool.
This is lit. It was good. It was great. I still need to read the last book in the series. I've had it for like a year or two.
Kind of going back to where we were, I think the thing that did me in was when I made the realization that I didn't have to read the book in order to do well on the test that covered the book. Does that make sense?
No, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know exactly what I mean.
I've never read shit for school. I've read nothing,
dude. Because I was such a goody two shoes growing up, so I was like, oh, I have to do it this way. I have to read the book and I have to be the good little student. But then I was like, oh, I get the same level of reward by just spark noting it or just looking shit up and studying it that way. And it's just like, well, yep.
Yeah. The only unfortunate thing is that like since like there's the institutions have gotten more better about it, because now it's just like, hey, we're gonna have a group class discussion about this, and you're like, oh fuck, I actually have to read it. And that's what's happening to me right now is I have to read a lot of shit, and I can't just like not read because like I'm gonna have to fucking spit about it, and I'm like, I hate you niggas.
Yeah, for a while a lot of that stuff was based around just like memorizing the context of the book rather than like understanding the material,
it or giving it your own take or whatever,
in like
you know.
a nutshell for me.
Yeah, it's the difference between
I always
watching
had a workaround for that discussion shit though, where it was like I would like try to find like I would like prepare notes of like, because like usually if the professor hears you talk about once or twice and like contribute, then you're
pretty much good. Yeah.
So if you can kind of find your points to like inject or like try to find one little thing that's maybe not like the obvious thing on the spark note, that was kind of my strat.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just giving people a tutorial on how to fucking cheese their discussion groups, but it's like
well, this reminds me of
like those. I feel like in like if you're like teaching a class, like that can be good for like getting people to think about the stuff more deeply, but like only if you really want to invest into that. Like I think for me it depended on the class, because there were some classes where I was like, oh, this is actually really interesting. I'm gonna sink my teeth into this a little more, as opposed to like some other classes where why are you doing that?
Was that the bite of 87?
Holy shit! Bite of 25.
It reminds me of when like we had to watch this. So I took a class like where part of the semester was about like detective fiction, and for part of that we had to watch the movie Brick, and I did not feel like spending money to watch the movie Brick.
That's what I do when I go to the park and play basketball.
That's fair. That's what I do when I
build houses.
I step outside and I go, wow, it's brick out here.
That's what I do really when I see Cameron break.
Wow, it's brick out here.
You brick? Is that what happens?
Oh, I got you. Brick for brink. That's the new slogan.
Jesus Christ.
Put that on a shirt. That's a
It took
campaign
me a second to
But
process
anyway.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't react immediately, but anyway.
Yeah.
So
You go for band for band. We go brick for brink. We are not the same.
Jesus Christ. So, but Brick is it's a movie starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt about like a young like detective, probably like high school or whatever, something like that. And does anybody care about spoilers for this film?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
I have
So,
another Brick joke after
spoilers.
this, though. Please continue.
Spoilers for the movie Brick. Okay, at the very end. So he's investigating the murder of, I think, his girlfriend. And it turns out that when she died, he finds out at the end of the film that she was carrying his kid. Now, I said in my so we had to write like 1-page essays about these things. So I read a summary of the film and I saw that at the end, and I was like, well, this actually makes him quite different from the other detectives that we're studying because he has a personal stake in the whole thing. You know, like we were studying like Sherlock Holmes and some other detectives and stuff like that. I forget some of their names. So I brought it up in my in like the 1-page essay or whatever that I wrote. And the professor was so impressed with this that he brought it up in front of everybody that like I was the only one to really make that connection.
Damn.
And the guy, oh shit. So my friend, who I haven't spoken to in 12 years at this point, who was my friend at that time, turns to me.
12 years ago was when the PS4 launched. Everyone just want to let everyone know.
Okay, so it's actually been longer. So this time it was probably like 14 years ago at this point. God, I'm old as shit. So
I respect the honesty.
So he turns to me and he says under his breath, "You didn't even fucking watch it, did you?" And I went,
That's awesome.
and I said, nope. And mind you,
Delightfully devilish.
it was not, it wouldn't have been as bad if this guy hadn't loved that movie so much. And it's a good movie. I watched it years later, and I messaged him years later and said, yeah, Brick's a pretty good movie. Finally watched it. But we were talking on like Facebook Messenger, you know, around that time of the of having to watch that movie and do the essay. Right, yeah. Seizing up, yeah. So we were talking around that time, and he was like going over like everything that he liked about the movie or whatever, but he was talking about it in such a way that like I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about because he was assuming that I had watched the movie when I hadn't. So like I'm missing half the details that he's talking about, but he really liked it, and he was really, really into like writing that 1-page essay, and I just like bullshitted for that whole page. So Josh, if you're out there, I'm really sorry for doing this to you. But yeah, because nobody in the world has the name Josh except for this guy.
Yeah, no one.
But yeah, no, he was a little mad at me for having my essay uplifted in front of the entire class for the one connection that only I made. Yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy with it. I was pretty proud of it.
Does anyone remember
like,
the song Brick, 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 Brick? It's fine.
I remember the song. I remember a song, Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd.
Does anyone?
I like the wall.
Yeah.
No one remembers
Part
Brick
two
from
is shit.
Phineas and Ferb? No one? No Phineas and Ferb enjoyers? I mean, we know you're not enjoying it, Cosmic. You're way older than the show. But the other two.
Phineas and Ferb is like from my time, bro.
No.
Like
No.
I would have had
No.
more memories of that than y'all had if I had watched it.
No.
No. You
It's
were
squarely
incorrect.
in my time. It's actually
I think
squarely in
I might have
mine.
been.
the dementia is starting to get to him, guys. I think we gotta
Hold on, when did this show
wrap this
air?
shit.
Release.
Hold on.
I remember when like the movie came out where they were like, wait,
2007,
Terry's a-
dog.
Yeah, I was 17 at the time.
You're not watching Phineas and Ferb.
Dude, Phineas and Ferb was like
Well, this is why I'm
all the
saying
rage in high school.
this is
You were
why
not
I'm
watching
saying
Fur, bro. You
that
were
I would
jerking
have
it.
more memories of it than y'all would if I actually watched it. But at that time, I didn't really get cable. So you know.
We
We
also
didn't have
were
like
watching
basic
children's
cable.
You're
shows at
twisting our
17.
words around.
We didn't have
I also
basic
remember a
cable
lot about
until I was
Phineas Ferb because I
18.
watched it in like I think that was like right before that was like going into middle school. So
That was when you started developing memories. Yeah.
yeah.
That was probably when Cole
In
started
middle school?
developing memories.
I mean, if we want to talk about me developing memories, I still haven't developed any memories. I don't like remember
That's
anything
fair.
past like a year or two ago. It's really
That's fair.
bad. It's like
How did
really
we
bad.
meet? You remember that?
How old were you in 2007, Cole?
He was 6.
Well, for most of the
You were 5,
for most of the
right?
year I was 4, and it wasn't until September I turned 5 in 2007. So
He was born in 2002, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes I look at people. So like, I'll be helping people at my job.
That guy
And I'll
was born
see-
after 9/11.
Yeah, literally, that's what I'll think. Yes.
almost a year actually.
I'll be
Almost an
sitting like,
entire year.
I'll pull up their profile and they'll be like, oh, I'll be like, what's your date of birth? And they'll be like, such and so date 2004 or whatever. And I'll be like, you were born after 3 9/11s, you know, or something like that, right? And it's like,
Dude, you know when that happened.
Cosmic, do you remember where you were
that happens
during 9/11?
I do actually. That's
correct.
Really? Wait, what? Wait, can you?
This guy's a fucking geo, dude. Holy shit. This guy
I was
Geo,
11
dude.
during 9/11, dude.
Wait,
That's
can you
crazy.
please say?
I
please
was
tell.
3.
So, at the time, I was being homeschooled. Okay. At the time, I was being homeschooled, and I was at home, doing some work for homeschool, and it was just on the TV, dude. So, like, my mom turned it on, and we were
So I
like,
was at home.
Be in school.
I'm in the house like carpet.
I do like a
in
live
the
show
house like
where
carpet.
like musicians come in and they perform their songs, right? Like every day. The most common trope is them saying, hey, this song is about how my dog died when I was in 7th grade. And then they go, boom, my dog died in 7th grade. And they literally say the exact same words. They begin the song with what they
so
described it as. And I'm like, you don't
here's
need to
the
tell us
thing.
what the song's about when it's the first lyrics in the song.
back it up. Back it up.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Sorry, that's just what that
Rebuttal.
reminded
Because-
me of. And I was just going to so
Because
triggered.
back up. Back it up.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
Damn,
minimize you
wow,
now.
look
Just
really
Nestani
nice.
jump scare.
Wow, he's got a
So,
really nice camera.
here's the thing too: is that
I hope so. I spent $4,000 on it.
Wait, move your mic
homeschool,
closer.
as an institution,
I hope so. I spent
has
$4,000
like
on it.
classrooms.
No, I meant Cosmic. Jesus.
has classrooms in people's,
As
gonna move
classrooms
further
in
away.
people's,
and
and
I knew somebody that
I knew
taught
somebody who
classes
taught
of homeschool
rattlesnakes
from her
from
home.
her.
So
So
if I
the other side,
possibly
possibly.
you need to stop, bro.
we
You
need
shut
to.
up.
You know what this is reminding me of? You know that like one. There was
like
that
bad
one
luck
horror
reading.
movie that was advertised everywhere, where it was like everyone in like a Skype video chat, and like
Oh yeah, there's a few of those
some
like that.
mystery
I understand.
evil like
The horror
demon
film?
user
Yeah.
would join in and like kill off people in the. VC.
I remember that. Yeah,
That's
there's
what
a
this
thing
is
of
giving right now.
a guy putting his hand in the blender. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. But no, the thing is, Nestani, is that I could have very well been somewhere else being homeschooled at a alternative location. So that's why I said specifically my home I was at.
I don't think
So-
anyone in the world would assume that you would be anywhere other than your home if you say that you're homeschooled.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Maybe. That's fair. I mean, maybe it's just different for me because I grew up around like the whole homeschool scene. So you actually
Wait.
kind of understand the different like networks and stuff that go on there.
Damn,
Wait, so
9/11 really gave you
you
some brain damage. That's crazy.
Did you turn on the TV, or who did you say like who
My
notified
mother
you of
turned.
the?
My mother turned it on. Yeah. So
Was she like how scared were you? Like, were you scared at all?
I
Or were you
don't-
like, oh, whatever?
I don't even know if it's super registered, honestly, because like
Fair.
3
He's
days
just like, yeah,
later.
they had it coming, you know.
Well, I mean, the thing is, right, is that like I
For
had
new
been,
podcast members.
I had been homeschooled for like 4 years at that point, so I was pretty sheltered, right? And like my mom was actually considering sending us to public school, and she had basically just made the decision to do it at that point. So like 3 days later, I was in public school again.
Damn,
you
that
know?
sucks.
Like September 14th, 2001, I was back in public school. So I think because I went through
2
such a
years
big
old.
I went through such a big shift in my life at that point. The whole 9/11 thing sort of was a backdrop until like I was in 7th grade and we were invading, Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. So
Yeah.
I don't want to make this sound like an attack, but so your mother was like, so a public place just got attacked. So let me put my kids.
well, she had already
In
decided
another
that
public
before
place.
9/11 happened. So
Oh
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think
so
this take is just
but
bad.
to her it was like what's it called? She saw it and she was like, "Oh, this happens." She basically thought the same thing that you did, was like, she makes the decision like, okay, my kids need to be around other people their age instead of like just hanging out with each other all the time. So she makes the decision to send us to public school. And then, like a week later, 9/11 happens. And she's like, oh great,
okay. Okay. Yeah.
But she had already made the
Interesting.
decision. So, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
Bummer.
I wasn't even a memory.
Yeah.
I wasn't even a thought.
true.
That's what I meant to say.
But you can
Were
make
you
this
born
this
at-
podcast a memory by liking and subscribing. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the
Sure.
end of this podcast. Does anyone have anything going on?
Yeah, comment down below with your favorite 9/11 moment.
So
Don't
by the
do
time, don't do that at all.
Oh, dude.
Don't. do that.
Dude, that
In fact, I think you
Worst
guys should
outro.
stop listening to Jaxler forever. I think you
guys
should
just
just
Come
stop.
on, come on. I'm cooking.
So-
okay.
No, it's
Okay.
burnt.
Don't get me.
Anyways.
It's
Don't get me
black.
started about Raven Simone. Anyway,
It's just black.
Ah, son of a bitch. I didn't
So,
want-
it'll already have been done by the time that this episode airs, but hopefully the VOD will be up soon. On Wednesday, I'll have done DMC5 Special Edition for speedruns from the Crypt. Sure. So,
Not to be confused with speedruns from the blood.
true. Dude, that was good. All right, I gotta give it up, dude. I gotta give it up.
we celebrate
I
that
gotta
shit,
give
but
it
my
up.
9/11
I
jokes
gotta
don't
give it
fly.
I
Come
gotta
on.
give it up, dude. I gotta give it
Well,
up.
see, the Jaxler, that one was actually funny.
But
I think
anyway,
9/11 is
so-
just default funny. Like,
I need
there's just a
to-
base multiplier increase.
I need to-
I think you should try harder. I think you should try harder.
I don't need to. 9/11 is putting in enough work for me. Okay, it's good.
It's not, bro. It's just not. You have to make it funny. You can't just say things about it.
The
It's-
other thing too is that I
Jesus.
keep thinking to myself that I need to finally learn a horror game so I can properly contribute to speedruns from the Crypt. And getting a second invite to do a DMC game on a horror show, I'm like, yeah, I need to make that happen. So maybe I'll finally learn Fatal Frame
Resident
3.
Evil 4. Oh,
Brights.
hashtag pick a
Brights.
top tier.
No, dude,
Brights,
that
dude. They got
game
ghosts. Ooh.
to fucking
But,
finally learn that game would be like that would take a while. I'd have to play
Cosmic, don't
nothing
learn
but
frights,
RE4
please.
for a
Don't do it.
while.
Don't
Do
listen
it.
to
I'm
Cole.
not learning
Do it.
frights,
Do
bro.
it.
It's
Do
not
it.
happening.
Do it.
I was talking about
It'd be
RE4.
so funny.
Good.
I was talking
It'd be
about a
awesome.
good game, so
Yeah, that's true.
let's set the record straight
Yeah.
there real quick.
Wrong, Cosmic. You're wrong.
Cole, do you have anything going on?
I'm actually not. So there's that. But
Okay. Are you done with the shouting outs?
Are you done yet?
are you done yet? Man, we came full circle. I had a nice week long break from this guy. I forgot what it was like. You know?
Man, come on, man. Don't throw me like
But
Back in the fucking rat race.
ugh. But I will be working on like some SGDQ submissions, so I'll be doing a lot of DMC4 on stream. So yeah, and maybe some other stuff, but I'll figure it out.
This is what Cole's doing. He's like, wrap it up.
that. What did I know?
Come on, man.
So when this episode airs,
Wrap it up, Cole. Let's go,
I will-
dude.
I'm doing this thing
All
where
right, so guys,
every day
I'm streaming
for
6 days a
month-
week on
All right.
Twitch. That'll be the end of the episode.
Well, it's about We Fit, so it's like
So,
I'm doing We Fit
continue.
every single day. So catch me on there. There you go.
Catch me if you can. He's also
That's it.
learning to play Sonic Heroes.
Twitch.tv/Cole_2 or on YouTube.
He's also playing Sonic Heroes. Hashtag pick a top tier.
We fit, but do you fit?
Yeah, but not.
How about you fit some
streaming it,
bitches on your dick, dog?
That's why. That's
Goodbye.
why I'm doing it, man.
Get out of here.
Okay.